In the discussion about the likely effects of the tax bill, as we've been talking about here, a lot of corporations are quick to say, look, we're giving these bonuses, we're giving $1,000 to some of our employees, and that sounds good. But we also found some other people who are gonna get a little tax bonus from this bill, working at a corporation called the White House. So according to an analysis, Donald Trump will be personally benefiting from a tax cut of up to $15 million every single year. And I wish we had more information, we could be more sure, but since he's the only person running for president in modern history that didn't release his taxes, we don't know for sure. And we certainly know that he's gonna save even more money, or I should say Ivanka and Donald Jr. and Eric will save even more because of the changes to the estate tax. But $15 million a year, that's pretty nice.
So first year doesn't count because it just went into effect. So if he were to serve just one term, just the 3 years remaining in his term, he would make $45 million by being president, just on these one portion of this tax cut, let alone the other portions.
Yes.
And so when he does PR gimmicks like, oh, I'm turning down my salary of $400,000, yeah, you got $45 million through the tax cut that you pushed. I think you'll be okay.
He also specifically said many times, I'm gonna take a beating on this, I'm gonna be financially hurt. Sarah Huckabee Sanders would go and say he's going to lose money on this. There was never any reason to believe that.
What a preposterous lie. First of all, none of the rich are hurt on any of it, They didn't take away the loopholes. Yeah. So there's like almost no conceivable way. The only thing is that he's, theoretically, a lot of his stuff is in New York, maybe he has to pay a little bit more local taxes, but the rest of the tax cuts overwhelm that.
Yeah, and also just, let's live in a fantasy land for a second. And instead of the actual changes that this tax bill made, instead what it did was lower taxes on people like me and people like you. And so let's say people making between $1 a year and $70,000 a year, something like that, their taxes went way down. The interesting thing about the way tax brackets work is that if you just take the top tax bracket for income over a couple $100,000 or whatever, and you lower that doesn't help me and that doesn't help you, it helps the rich because they qualify for that. But if you lower the lowest tax brackets, that helps the person who just makes that. It also helps the person who makes twice as much as that, and it helps the person who makes $1 billion a year because they also pay taxes on that portion of their income. So even if he was telling the truth about what the bill was going to do, he would financially benefit from that.
Yeah, but no one's surprised that he's lying about that.
But it's not just Trump, by the way. It's also some other people around him. Along with Trump himself, Wilbur Ross, Linda McMahon, Betsy DeVos, Stephen Mnuchin, Rex Tillerson, the people on his cabinet will benefit to the tune of about on average $4.5 million from changes to the estate tax, let alone, the fact that many of these are millionaires who are gonna make crazy money per year as well.
So that's a different $4.5 million. That's because of the estate tax, not the pass-through tax. So all those folks are multi-millionaires, including Donald Trump. His family will also save $4.5 million from the estate tax.
Yeah.
So my favorite line, if you follow the show closely, you know, was a Republican saying during this whole debate, "Oh no, the lowering the estate tax doesn't help the rich. It only applies to estates of $22 million. So I'm pretty sure that's just the rich. There aren't that many middle-class guys leaving $22 million for their kids."
And like I said on a show last week, if you're not sure, we have an easy test for it. Do you live on an estate? If you don't, you probably aren't gonna end up paying the estate tax.
If you like this video, bless your heart. We got a lot more where that came from. We do a full show every day, Monday through Friday. Come enjoy it ad-free by becoming a member, tytnetwork.com/join.